In this video, we'll look at adding mixed numbers using number lines. This standard builds on the work students did in fourth grade, where they added fractions with like denominators. It also requires students to apply what they learned about finding equivalent fractions, since their work in fifth grade involves fractions with unlike denominators using related fractions. Related fractions are like fractions like you see here with 1/2 and 3/4, in which one denominator is a multiple of the other. Students in fifth grade are also expected to use benchmark fractions to assess the reasonableness of answers. It is important to note that students should have ample experiences using models to build understanding and to allow them to use reasonableness to find a common denominator prior to using the algorithm. Let's look at finding the sum of 4.5 and 1 3/4. To begin with, we'll estimate 4 1/2, we could say is close to 5. Truly, 1/2 is right in between 4 and 5, so we could round that either way, but we'll use 5 here. And 1 3/4, if we're rounding to the nearest whole number, we would say, well, that's closer to 2 than it is to 1. And we know that 5 plus 2 is 7. So that lets us know that our answer should be close to 7. I do see that I rounded both of these numbers up when I estimated, meaning my actual answer should be less than 7, but it will be close to it. In order to begin to solve, I'm going to draw an open number line. And I'm going to start with one of our add-ins. I'm going to start with 4 1/2 and place that here on the number line. By the time that we are working with mixed numbers, students have had a lot of opportunity finding equivalent fractions so that they have like denominators to work with. So it's quite possible that at this point students could reason that since they're adding 1 3/4 to 4 1/2, that they would want to make this 4 2/4 instead. Students will know that they need to have the same denominator, but they could likely just reason and have seen through experience that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. If not, students could model 1/2 on a number line or even using an area model off to the side to find that equivalent fraction. So we've got our number line started at 4 1/2 or 4 2/4, and now we need to add 1 3/4 to that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add the 1 whole. So I'm going to show a jump of 1. And I know that 4 2/4 plus 1 whole would be 5 2/4. And now I know that I still have 3/4 that I need to add to that. Rather than making just one jump and adding the 3/4, I'm going to decompose the 3/4 into 2/4 plus 1/4. The reason for that is I know that right here where I have 5 2/4, if I added 2/4 to that, I would get to the next whole, and that would be friendly to work with. So I'm going to make a jump of just 2/4, and that would put me at 5 4/4. But we know that 4/4 is equivalent to 1 whole, so this is really 6. And I'm not quite finished because so far I've only added 1 2/4 to that 4 1/2. I need to add the last fourth. So I'll show that here. And I know that 6 plus 1/4 would be 6 1/4. So this shows me that the sum of 4 1/2 and 1 3/4 is 6 1/4. I know this answer is reasonable because when we estimated, we said that we knew our answer would be close to 7, and 6 1/4 is close to 7. We also noted when we estimated that our answer would be close to 7, but a little bit less than it due to how we rounded the numbers we were working with, which makes 6 1/4 very reasonable. And so this is one way you can use number lines to add mixed numbers.